I've got a review I'd like to do about my new transmitter and antenna upgrade that I just put on my Upair 1 2.7K. Excuse me. The original one, it finally burned out on it, which was kind of in a way a bad thing because the original one worked very well. I had great range out of it. I've been able to fly it up to a mile away, which was a lot better than a lot of people could say about their original transmitter and everything. But it finally burned out. So in a way, it's a bad thing. In a way, it's a good thing because this is something I've been wanting to get into, is trying new transmitters and new antennas and all this cool stuff that we can do with these drones. The transmitter I bought is the TS5828. It's a 600 milliwatt, 32 channel. It's actually, the brand name was Wolf Whoop. I bought it from Amazon. I got it for like $12. I got that, and the antennas I bought, these were also Wolf Whoop. These are the circular polarized 4-leaf cloverleaf antennas. And that's my antenna I bought. I've already got it mounted under here and everything. As you can see, where I have my antenna. I just had to drill a hole through the aluminum casing over it. You can see I also drilled some holes to try to keep it cool, the transmitter. I'm going to pause this for a minute, take that off there, and we're going to take a look at the transmitter. Alright, you can see the transmitter inside there. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's the transmitter. Yeah, plenty of room inside of there. I'm not sure exactly what the original transmitter was. I've heard it was like 300 milliwatt. This is a 600 milliwatt, so it should crank out a decent amount more power. I've seen a lot of reviews of people replacing these transmitters on the older Upair ones, but I've never seen one. I could not find any of the Upair 1 2.7K. The ones I'd seen, all they had to do was untake this off, unplug the regular transmitter, and this new one would plug right back up into there. Well, with these, it ain't. You can see that the connectors are different. It's different. This is the old one. This is the new one. So right away, I knew that it was going to be different. But I did figure out a way to get it on there. What I had to do was I had to take off the old cords and connectors that went with this one. And whenever you buy this new one, it comes with 3 different connectors. Okay, all you need is 3 wires. You need, let's see, you've got to have your 1224 volt. You've got to have your ground, and you got to have a video. I don't know if you can use theirs or not, but the other ground and the audio, that I wasn't even worried about that, so I just stuck with the 3 that we had, because your other cable is going to have 3 wires to it. So I stuck with these 3. I had to put another connector on side of it that goes into the gimbal. I'm not going to tear into all this, but if you ever tear into this, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very obvious once you open it up. once you open it up, you're going to have another connector inside of here that hooks up to your gimbal, and it's going to have 3 wires going to it. And it's got the same, it's pretty much the same setup. You're going to have your 12 to 24 volt for your power. You're going to have a ground, and you're going to have one for your video. Except inside of here, it's not, these 3 wires aren't going to match up the same on that connector. Your red and your black are going to be the same, but your video cable, it's a 4-pin connector. Your 24 volt and your ground is going to be in one spot, and then it skips a spot, and then that's where your video will be. If you ever open it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very simple. Just pay attention to what you're seeing, how to wire it up whenever you open it up, and run it back the same way. And if you'll do that, you're good to go. Or so I thought. After I did that, that's when I really run into problems. After I did that, I started to trying to rescan with my controller and find my signal. I wasn't able to find it. I spent 2 days trying to figure out what was happening, because I could see part of my screen, but it wasn't the entire screen. It was like I either had a short somewhere or I had a bad connection. I could not figure out what was happening. Okay, so my last ditch effort, I started messing with these. It's got these switches in here. These switches are, hold on, I'll get it out for you. They change the frequencies and the channels, which I had no idea you had to do that, because I was getting partial screen. It was like I had a bad connection, so this really didn't mean nothing to me. You can see here, you got different frequencies, different channels, all this stuff. Well, I changed and I hit different channels, and I did this for hours and hours. And right when I was about to give up, I finally hit I hit a frequency that, bam, it popped my screen right up, and it worked perfect. And I'm gonna explain to y'all where I've got mine set, in case y'all's do the same way. Which I don't think there's no way you can see that. I'll try to get this working. Let's see here. Anyway, you have six different dip switches here. Your first 5 is going to be up, and your number 6 is down. Whenever I did that, hit number 6 down, it started right up. So I don't know if all the 2.7Ks are going to be like that or not, but that's where mine was. And I was literally ready to throw it in the trash whenever it was on my last few tries. I hit it. Because there's hundreds of different ways to put in these switches. And to find the right one, even when you don't know if that's the problem or not, I just got very lucky. I can say that. Because I really didn't think that was the problem to begin with. I thought I either had a bad connection in here or inside the drone, or this was bad. I just didn't know. But once I did hit it, as you can see, once I got it. Man, I got a picture. And I've got a really good picture. It's very clear. It really is a lot better than what it used to be. But it would be very simple if I knew how to do it. If I knew where that needed to be in the first place, this would have been nothing to this. Yeah, I could have had it done in 10 minutes. If you can unhook a wire and put one of these little connectors on the other end, which is very simple, and drill a few holes. I had to drill a hole for this, and I drilled holes just to try to keep it cool, which I've had these here for a long time. I had these here with my other one. I can tell you that this one got I read a lot of reviews where they talked about how this one gets very hot. I can tell you it doesn't get nowhere near as hot as this one did. This thing right here would get smoking hot. This thing here, it stays very cool actually. But also a lot of heat comes down into this antenna too, so that could have something to do with it. Test with it. I'm gonna get it up to about 25-30 meters, and we're gonna fly it out in a direction where there's no trees, no power lines, no houses. We're gonna see how far we can take this thing. I'm gonna get it ready. I'll be right back. Alright, I got it up to 28 meters. We're gonna take on off here. You have a little bit of squiggly lines in it, but it's not bad at all. A lot of it has to do with this. We've got some strong wind right now. Got 16 satellites. We're at around 300 meters right now. No problem. It's actually cleared up. I'm going to pause this phone for a minute. Try to. We're 1.8 meters, 1,080 meters. And I've got a very nice clear screen right now. It's kind of dark looking because the sun's done went down here. It's been very windy. We're trying to let this wind die down some, and it's still bad, but it's better than what it has been. We're hit 1.3, and I've still got a perfect picture here. This thing's gonna miles gonna be no problem. This wind's really draining my battery. I don't know. 1.6, that's a mile right there. Whatsoever. And I'm sure you can do much more. Turn it on. On its way back, it's got a real clear screen. So, very happy with that. When this wind dies down, I will see how far I can go, but a mile's going to be no problem. Thanks for watching.